everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Bailey and I'm the owner of GooGooGoods. Today's video is going to be another craft fair prep vlog slash week in the life of a small business owner situation. So this Sunday I do have Milk Mart, and if you've been watching me for a little bit of time, Milk Mart historically has been like super duper good for me. So I am very excited about it. So this week my prep, I don't think it should be too stressful. I feel like last week I put a lot of pressure on myself to like produce a bunch of stuff, and I did produce a bunch of stuff, so I do have a lot of stuff left over, but there are a few things that I need to get made this week or try to get made this week. So I thought I would just go ahead, and I have my handy dandy planner, and I thought I would kind of go over what I would like to do this week. So the first thing that I need to do, and I kind of did half of this, I need to buy some more DTF prints and more shirts to put them on, because at my craft fair last week, the Dancing in the Streets, my DTF printed shirts were definitely my most popular items. I pretty much like sold out of all of the Florida one. So I would like to restock those. So I went ahead and ordered my gang sheet. So I just have to wait for that to come in, and I need to order more shirts. So I also think I might put some of those prints on some sweatshirts too. Maybe just like a few, because when I was there, another person, like another vendor, said that they really liked that, but they would like it in a crew neck sweatshirt, because like they, I think they work like in a hospital during the day and said it's really cold. So they like wear scrubs, and so they want to be able to like put like a crew neck sweatshirt over the scrubs, and they thought that that would be a good idea. So I have a couple of the Sweet Cream Heather sweatshirts that I use, so I might put it on that, or I'm considering maybe getting like pink ones and putting it on that, but I'm not sure. I might just go ahead and use the cream ones that I have, but hopefully the gang sheet gets here this week. I know if I order more shirts, those shirts will definitely get here this week, but I'm not quite sure when the prints will get here. But since it is on Sunday, if it gets here, you know, by Thursday, Friday, I can do it Friday and Saturday. I can prep the DTF for that. But so yeah, so I'd like to do that, and I thought about getting like DTF prints for the kid shirts, because I have a couple of blank kid shirts. But for this order, I just went ahead and ordered like a really long roll of only the Florida prints. I did only the Florida collage one, and then the Florida girly. The other one sold okay, like the one that the Florida Social Club with the alligator and flamingo, that one sold okay, but not nearly as good as the other two. So I didn't get any more of those, just because I want to kind of see how those sell at Milk Mart, I guess. And if those do sell out, I'll get a new gang sheet, and I'll get it with that and kid designs too. So yeah, so that's like all the DTF stuff. And I wanted to email Dancing in the Street and let them know that I had a good time. So I've not done that yet. But I also want to get to filming the May Patreon video, and maybe also the June Patreon video. So if you watched last week's vlog, I talked about how I started a Patreon, and I'll link it down below. But one of the tiers is like once a month I'll put out like a craft with me video, and the idea of it is that I'll like sew something or I'll embroider something. It could definitely also be like suggested by you guys. Like if there's like a pattern that you want to try but you're nervous about it and you want me to, I'll like find, or like if you want me to, I can just like find a random pattern on Etsy and get that and do like a sew along. So that's also kind of just like something that either I can come up with or you guys can come up with, but I want to film those and get those ready to post in the Patreon. So there's that. I also need to schedule the Discord meetings, because also part of the Patreon, both tiers, both the $1 tier and the $5 tier, both have access to Discord groups. The $1 one is like a monthly Discord group, and then the $5 one is like a weekly one. So I need to schedule that, and basically all it is kind of like, I don't want to describe it as a Zoom meeting, but it's kind of like a meeting where people in that tier can come together and talk about whatever. So I want to get that started. Not business related, but fun life related. I'll probably video this today, maybe when the boys are asleep, but I have been influenced by sourdough TikTok, and I want to be a sourdough girly. So I ordered some big mason jars, and they should be here soon. I went to the store last night to get some, and if I wanted the size I wanted, I would have to have bought like 24 of them, and I only really want 2, so I just went on Amazon and did the whole thing. So that's what I would like to do. I would like to go ahead and get my sourdough starter made. So I'm very excited about that because I know it takes kind of a long time to get your starter ready to go. I also I have a KitchenAid stand mixer that literally has probably not been used, I don't think, since they've been alive. But it's been moved around quite a few times, so she's been with me through it all. But I would like to start giving her a good use. So I don't know if there's anything I need to do. I mean, I'll clean her and stuff like that, but I don't know if there's any mechanical things I need to do to make sure she's running. But I don't know. I also thought about getting a bread maker to do the kneading part. I don't know, that might be lazy of me, but just something to think about. I need to find the hangers with clips. So when I used to have more tote bags, back around Christmas, I had hangers that had little clips. So I need to find those to be able to put my new tote bags more easily, either on the garment rack or on the grid wall. So I need to find that. I need to prep more of my little small blue business cards. I need to corner, my corner choppers right there. I need to curve the corners to make them more round. I need to, I'm actually gonna write this down. I need to get new tagging gun, because if you watched my last craft fair video, I was tagging stuff, and my tagging gun was acting really weird, and I was trying to fix it, and I clipped it, and the super sharp part literally went pew. I almost killed someone. Not actually, really, there was no one around, but that was really scary. So I need to fix or get a new tagging gun. I need to apply to a couple of markets that I saw are ready for you to apply to. I want to finish listing my stuff on Etsy. I got started with that, and by get started with that, I kind of mean I uploaded one image and then I was I'm done with this. So I need to do that. I have another mini Temu haul, and when I say mini, I mean really, really mini. So yeah, so that's kind of all that I wanted to work on this week. Actually, that's incorrect. I also, I wrote this down for tomorrow, but I would like to embroider some more tote bags, because I do think at Mart, I think the tote bags will do really good, because that kind of crowd is more into kind of the silly embroidery that I was doing. I got a comment on my video saying to maybe add sayings with the small embroidered designs. Let me know what sayings you think would be cute to go with that. I was kind of thinking maybe for the farmer frog, and this might be silly, a circle around him. This might be too difficult for me to figure out. It says I think I like this little life. I don't know if people still think that's cute or not. So let me know what you think would be cute sayings to go with the baguette frog. Maybe baguette about it, forget about it. No, that's not funny. That's really dumb. Okay, since I'll need to go with the moo, but it already says moo, so maybe there's nothing I can do about that. And then the little farmer frog, and then this dog. So let me know what you think would be a cute saying to go with those things. The book one, because it's so big, I don't think needs words, and I can even make that bigger. I actually don't know if I have a hoop that's big enough to make it bigger, but it's already bigger on its own. Oh, that's another thing. I wanted to embroider books on sweatshirts. That might be what I'm going to work on today. I want to cut some more fabric for the book and device sleeves, in the bigger sizes, because right now I just have a couple of smalls, and I still have another ducky that I need to finish up. And then I also need to seam rip this one, because this one was acting really weird. The liner was really weird. So I need to work on that. I want to photograph my new products so that I can put them on the website. And I also need to cut the lining for the wallets. Also, I am still kind of working on the project I've been talking about, kind of low-key. I've been trying to find the right pattern for it, and like with this project, I feel like there's no pattern that gives me exactly what I want. So I have a bunch of different patterns, and I'm kind of trying to use each one to see, like combine different parts, and I guess like hack different patterns to kind of figure out the best way about to go about doing this. So I'll probably work on that like on the low at night, because I really want, like I said in a previous video, I really want the project to be finished before I show it, because I don't want to show it like when it's not ready or whatever. But I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and start prepping some sweatshirts, maybe to embroider the books on them. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab my sweatshirt blanks and get set up. Actually, before I get started on that, let me do my little Temu haul. Like I said, it's a very mini haul. But I got a new rotary cutter. I actually just changed the blade on my rotary cutter, so it works better now. But I kind of liked this one. I saw some videos of people using the one where you like stick it out instead of pulling it out. I think this might be a good option for me. And then, so I also think like with mine, I think it makes it hard to go like certain ways because of how it's like seated. There's a plastic piece on the right side of the blade, so if I wanted to use it going like the opposite way, like if the ruler was on the right side, it doesn't cut good. So I thought I could use that. And then I got a bias tape maker, but I don't think I'm going to be using this for bias tape. I think I'm going to be using this for folding like lanyards and keychains. So I thought this would be an easy kind of hack to make that, so like when I fold it over, I can like fold it over and put it in that and then iron it instead of having like hold it down and iron it, if that makes sense. When I use this and test this out, I'll show you what I mean by that. And then I got some little like hair clip thingies, because I'm thinking about making like, well, like part of like my little project that I'm working on with the leftovers of the fabric, I want to make little matching bows. And then I got some more of those little swivel clasps, but I got them in black. They're just like, there's these little black ones, little lobster clasps. So I got a lot of lanyards that I gotta make, and then I think that might be all. Yeah, that's everything. So like I said, a very tiny haul, but it had some good stuff in it. So okay, so now I went ahead and printed out the book thing. I thought I was going to be able to do the big one, but the big one's going to be too big for my biggest frame that I have. So this is the big one, but I cut it down to size of the next biggest one. So that's why the full graphic isn't in there. So I'm going to use this to kind of like place it and see where I like it on the sweatshirts. So now I'm going to go get my blanks and set it up. This one is actually not the Sweet Cream Heather. This is the like darker one. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it's kind of like equivalent to the Gildan Sand, I think. But yeah, it's kind of like a darker, more kind of like rich coffee looking color, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna find how I want this to be. I'm guessing just like right there-ish. Okay, so that is what I'm marking as the midpoint of my design. See, it has like 4 fingers down in the middle. Okay, so I think that that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and hoop it on my Mighty Hoop station and see how I like that. For this project, I wish I could use my bigger hoop, but I'm gonna be using my 8x9 for this. And I'm just gonna be using some poly mesh cutaway. So I'll hoop that. Cut the rest. Perfect. Okay. Put that down. And then clip these bottom ones down. And get them nice and tight. Now we're almost ready to go. Okay. That looks beautiful. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That looks good to me. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the machine if I can get it out. Come on, friend. Okay. Because this is a small, it's a little bit trickier getting it over there. Okay, so now that it's all hooped, I'll put it on the machine and line it up. Fix my neck back here. Guess it's fine. Make sure we're warm. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I'm pretty close to middle. That's good. So I hooped it pretty good. Okay. Trace it. Let me trace it one more time. It felt kind of close in the back. Or like up top. I don't think it's going to hit it, but for good measure. Oh. I don't think it's going to hit it, but just to make me feel a little bit better, I might drop it a millimeter or two. Okay, I feel better about that. So I'll take that off. Okay, let's see here. It's gonna take 29 minutes. So I'm good with that. Let's go. So that is so stinking cute. I absolutely love how that stitched out on this sweatshirt. Let me see if my placement looks good. Let's see, y'all. Yeah, I love that. That's so cute. I maybe could have put it up a little bit higher than that, but actually I don't know, because if you think about it on a person, like, let me try it on. And I obviously need to cut the stabilizer out, but let's see here. Look how cute that is. This is a small, also for reference. But look at that. Oh, my power just went out. My power just like flickered while my machine was on. I hope my machine's okay. What the heck was that about? That was so weird. Okay, well, on a positive note, I am digging this. Maybe I'll move it up just slightly. I don't know, because that's 4 fingers down from the collar, and that's kind of like generally what people do. But I love that. What's up? Also, girly seems okay, but that was really, really weird. Hopefully it works. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, it still works, but that was really scary. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hoop another one, but oh, so cute. I just got done doing the medium and I think that looks super good. So I think that's probably all I'm going to be able to get done today during nap time. I think probably what I'm going to do with the rest of nap is work on the Etsy listings and just like other stuff like on my computer. So I'll probably check in later tonight and maybe try to work on some more of these. I'm thinking of just doing like one in each size of these and kind of see how they do. So I think that's probably going to be the game plan. So honestly, I don't have that many more of these to do. I guess I have small through, I think I have 3X if I'm right. But yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. And tonight I'm also going to take inventory of how many sweatshirts I have and how many like of the ivory comfort color shirts I have, because I'm going to have to order some more tonight. So I'm going to go work on my computer stuff and I will check in tonight. Happy Tuesday. I did not check in last night because we took a spur of the moment trip to Universal, so we actually didn't get back until like super late. So I didn't do anything last night, but today I'm going to start nap time by actually trying to enter my sourdough girl era. So I've got stuff here to make my starter. I'm a little bit nervous, but it's really easy to actually get started. You just have to kind of like follow a certain schedule, and the recipe that I have is really easy and really straightforward. So today I'm just going to add like 50 grams of whole wheat flour and 50 grams of water in a jar and then put it like to the side, and then I'll check in again tomorrow. So let's just go ahead and get started with our starter. Okay, so I need to put it in grams. Perfect. So I went and I got some flour last night. I actually don't keep a lot of flour in the house because I actually don't bake a ton, but hopefully that's gonna change soon. I literally pinned so many recipes last night on what I want to make. So I'm hoping this goes good because I really would like to be able to start doing this, but apparently it takes a couple weeks for your starter to be ready to bake with. So I'll just be prepping everything else while this guy is growing and thriving, hopefully. We did it! So I'll put this to the side for tomorrow. I also got this bread flour for, I think tomorrow you use the bread flour. Then we need 50 grams of water. I went a little bit over, but hopefully that's okay. Maybe I should have started with a smaller jar, but I wanted to do a big jar. I wanted to be able to like store a lot of starter. I know you don't need a lot of starter, but I'm a go big or go home kind of gal. Okay, so there she is in her glory, all on the bottom of that. I think because the jar is like pretty big, it doesn't look like a lot, and it's probably not really a lot, but there's the beginning of the starter. So I'm just gonna put my little cap on her, and then I'm gonna put her over here in this warm corner and let it gear up. So the game plan today is definitely going to be try to finish the rest of these book sweatshirts. So I'm about to start the size large. So I think I just have like 4 or 5 more sizes that I have to do in order to have like one of each size. So I'm gonna try to work on those, and then if I get all of these done, I would like to do a stitch out of the cow, like the cow design, and I'd like to do it on this shirt right here. I would like to do it on like the pepper, I think this is called pepper comfort color shirt, and I'd like to do it in white. So I think I want to try that because, you know, we have Milk Mart this weekend, and the whole like, you know, point of Milk Mart is that it's in the milk district, so cows, moo, milk, the whole thing. So I'd like to make some of those, and I may even make some more of those tote bags. I don't know, maybe I'll make like 1 more of those tote bags because I also don't want to have like too many of those tote bags. But let me see here. That looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the machine and get that started. And I guess maybe while this is sewing, I might cut some fabric for the medium and the large book sleeves. I may just have time to do one, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the machine and pull some fabric.
Coffee in a paper cup, how the engine starts right up. Clip myself into the middle seat. Daddy liked talk radio. On gravel he would drive real slow. He told me let's go see what We pulled into the empty lot before the pavement got too hot. Underneath her leafy crown, the only shade for miles and miles around. With branches low like spiral stairs, we climbed into her maiden hair. You feel like you can really fly up there. My hand in his so patiently, we watched from our proud little tree. He hummed a little song to me. Suddenly the air would shake, the jet plane filled up all the space. The wheels went up and got so near, the leaves would fall like paper tears. My heart is high. Big open sky, fly Big open sky, Our ears still ringing with the sound.
Happy Wednesday. So we are on day 2 of the sourdough starter and I'm about to feed it, and I'm actually waiting for FedEx to get here. So according to the tracking number, my DTF prints should be here today, and they should technically already be here. The window was like 10 to 2, and right now it's like 2:30-ish, close to 2:30. So it should be here pretty soon. So I'm kind of waiting on that a little bit, but it's time to feed the starter, and it's looking really, really good. Like, look, it's already really bubbly. It's kind of hard to tell on camera. Here, I'm gonna change your angle so you can see it a little bit better. She lives. Okay, super cool. That is awesome. So I just need to feed her right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put her on the scale and give it some flour and water. Today's feeding is very similar to yesterday's. I'm just gonna add 50 of water and 50 of flour. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna do water first because I think that'll make it combine a little bit easier. The water part's a little bit stressful for me for some reason. I know it doesn't have to be like super exact, I guess, but I want it to be as exact as possible. Perfect, okay. So that's my water. I'll show you what that's looking like so far. Ooh, kind of yucky, but cute. Okay, cool. Oh gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna look at it a little bit. That's crazy. Okay. And now 50 of flour. Zero it out. Excuse me, water. I also considered buying the King Arthur like already made sourdough starter. I didn't even know that was a thing. So you can buy it pre-made on like the King Arthur's website. So I thought about getting it and trying it out and comparing it. Okay, perfect. So that is what it's looking like before I stir it. So let me go ahead and get my little spatula. Baby spatula. I'm gonna move these things so it's a little better. I follow that one silly person on TikTok. I think it's like doorknob girl who does like the crayon cleansing kind of like content. She's got a sourdough starter named Petunia. So I thought that was so funny because I was like, maybe like I'll call the starter Petunia. So I think that's really funny. But there's like another guy that I follow on TikTok who does sourdough stuff that he named his Lord Sauron, like Sauron. And I thought that was really funny because I'm really into Lord of the Rings. But now she is all mixed and ready to feed on that. So I'll loosely cover it, put it back in the corner, and she will be fed again tomorrow. Okay, so this is what the cow shirt turned out like. Dun, 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 dun. I think that's super cute. It is pretty like dense for a t-shirt, but I think it turned out really, really well. And I like the placement of it. I tried this on and it definitely is good. I feel like sometimes it looks a little bit lower than it actually is. Like when it's on the body, it's more kind of like up here. So I think that's really cute. So I think today what I'm going to do is try to get the rest of those done. I really only have like 4 more of those shirts, I think. So I'll try to get that done today. And then if I get done with that, I might embroider some more of the books on the totes if I have time. Because something that I would like to do, since I'm waiting for those DTFs to get here, and hopefully they should be here today, I'd like to be able to clear my space and go ahead and get those cut out and ready to press. So in order to do that, I need to move my Mighty Hoop station and kind of like clear the fabric out of here. I was able to cut a lot of fabric and lining for the book sleeves, and I was able to cut well, I have to cut like a lot of fusible fleece for the book covers, so I only have enough fusible fleece right now to do 1.5, so I need to cut more of these too. So I guess while these embroider, I'll work on cutting that fleece. So I guess without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. But if my DTF prints are delivered while I'm recording everything, I might just like suspend my embroidery and go ahead and start cutting those out, because I would like to get started on those as soon as possible because they were such a good seller at the last market. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on embroidering these. And I also want to know, I have a ton of Bella canvas. I don't know if I mentioned this. I have a ton of Bella canvas blanks that I want to embroider on, that I might do like really small embroidery things on. Like I'm thinking like a little strawberry or just like a small cute saying. So there's that. And I also think I ordered so I ordered my shirts yesterday for the DTF that should be here. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot. I can't do the DTF until my shirts get here. Oh, but I have shirts. I'm so dumb. Don't listen to anything I say. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I also ordered some tank tops, either tank tops or like croppy tops with my order. So those should be here hopefully by tomorrow, because like my local my local warehouse, I think, is in Georgia, so it gets to me pretty quickly. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get to hooping and put stuff on my machine, and yeah, let's just do it.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a wreck. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow.
Nap time is coming to an end, and I only have 1.5 shirts left to embroider. I've got one on the machine right now. It's paused though so that I can talk to you, and I've got one more that I need to hoop. I have made this stack of book sleeves that I'm ready to just remeasure and make sure that they are the right measurements. So I've got this pile, and they all have their fusible fleece on there, so after I measure them and make sure they're the right size, I'll be able to sew those. And then I have this pile of small ones that I can work on too. I need to cut the liner for this one, and I had an extra of the medium-sized fusible fleece that I cut on accident, so I can probably maybe cut another medium fabric and liner so I can use that. So I need to cut liner and fusible fleece for this small one, fusible fleece for this small one, and after that, once I fuse those, then this pile will be ready to stitch. So I did pretty good today. I'm really pleased with all of that. So hopefully either tonight or tomorrow I can work on sewing this. But my DTFs weren't delivered yet. It updated to now that it's just gonna be delivered before 7 tonight. So tonight, or I guess I'm gonna go ahead and try to like get this shirt and the other shirt finished so that tonight I can just work on cutting the DTFs and getting those ready. Also, like, the reason I don't like to sew these while, or I don't like to sew in general while I'm embroidering, is because both my sewing machine and my embroidery machine are both plugged into the same plug. I guess I can get an extension cord and plug this guy into a different plug, but I'm afraid that it'll draw too much power because I think that that's like maxing out the power of that plug. And so I don't want to trip anything and hurt the machine, so that's why I don't do those at the same time. So yeah, so I'm gonna go get my kids and I will check in later tonight. The gang sheet is here, and look at how thick that is. So this is 22 inches by 240 inches. So this thing is massive. So tonight probably all I'm going to work on is cutting these out and trying to get ready to put these on t-shirts tomorrow. But like I was saying, it's just the Florida girly and the Florida collage. So I don't remember how many are of each design, but once I cut them out and put them in piles, I'll tell you how many there are. But yeah, that is what we are looking like. So let's just go ahead and cut them out. So the final tally is that I have 22 of the Florida collage, and then I have 20 of the Florida girly. I guess in retrospect, maybe I should have gotten more of the collage than the girly because I sold more of the collage than the girly, but that's okay. So I've got these cut out and ready to go. I guess what I'm gonna do now is put the heat press out here and get it ready for tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna call it on actually like doing anything tonight. I thought about doing the like cutting the book sleeves and making sure that they're all right size, but I think I'm just gonna call it and try to relax a little bit, and then tomorrow I'm going to work on doing as many of these DTFs as possible. So yeah, so I will check in tomorrow, which is Thursday. Happy Thursday. So it is now time to feed my sourdough starter, and it looks a little bit silly today. It's kind of like flatter than I thought it was going to be today, because literally last night it went all the way up there, and then this morning it was like, so I don't know, I don't know if that's called like the false rise or whatever. So the feeding ratio is a little bit different today. I'm gonna add more of the whole wheat flour, but I'm also gonna add bread flour to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her on the scale and let's just go ahead and feed this sucker. Okay, so another thing that is different about today is that we're going to put some of the starter into this jar. So I'm kind of wondering, like, do I mix it up and then put it in there? Not quite sure about that. I guess I'll just put in, like, without stirring it, or I'm gonna stir it first. Yeah, I feel better about stirring it. Okay, so 25 of this. Oh, too much, too much, too much. Too much. Get some out of there. I'm gonna say that's fine. So this guy is all done with his job. So once I've done that, now I need to add my water. So 50 grams of water. Okay, perfect. Now it's time to add my bread flour. Let me move my whole wheat out of the way. And then 25 of bread, and then 25 of whole wheat. Okay. That's all I need of that one, and then 25 of whole wheat. So that is what is all you add to this jar. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir it up. I'm going big spatula today. Okay. That seems thoroughly mixed. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do now is, I've seen people do this. Don't really know if it's super necessary, but put the top on it and then rubber band it so you can see how much it grows. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in the corner and we'll check on it later. Okay, here is the game plan for today. I'm going to press all the t-shirts that I have for the DTF prints. I think I didn't count it, but I think I have about 10 shirts maybe. So I'm gonna see what sizes I have because I kind of just have like a random assortment of sizes. So I'm gonna see which ones I have and then separate it into two groups, one for the collage and then one for the Florida girly. And my shirts that I ordered from S&S Activewear should be here today. I don't know what time. Generally my deliveries are kind of like mid to late afternoon, so they may be here during nap time, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna press those, and while I'm pressing those, I am going to be working on cutting out the extra stabilizer in the sweatshirts and the t-shirts. And with the t-shirts, I'm gonna cut out some Tender Touch to put on the back of those, and I'm actually going to press that with my heat press to make sure that's fully adhered. So I'm gonna work on that too. And if I get done with all of that, I will work on cutting the book sleeves. And I think that's pretty much all that I'm planning on getting done. If I get done with all of the DTF transfers, I'm gonna work on a couple of sublimation stuff because I have a bunch of tote bags that I can do, and I also have a bunch of prints that I need to go ahead and sublimate and try to get done. I thought about embroidering some more of the books on the totes, but I have two that I found in the other room that are already done, and I don't want to have too many of those, but I'll think about it. I'll reconsider. And yeah, I think that's all that I've got on the docket today. I think it doesn't sound like a lot, but it definitely is very time consuming. And I think I'm going to change how I find the midpoint of the shirts today. I think, well, I'm going to do kind of like a similar thing, but I'm going to do like a pre-press with the whole like folding it in half and finding the middle like that, and then laying it on the table and kind of using that line and eyeballing it to make sure I have it in the right spot. So yeah, so that is what I'm going to be working on. So it's probably going to take me a hot minute, so let's just go ahead and get to it. Also, something I did to help me find the midpoint of the DTF transfer, instead of just like eyeballing it and folding it, I actually took it to Canva, and this isn't actually like that crazy, but I just put it in the middle so that like it would show you the lines. So I know that this is going to be where my midline is if I just need to like fold it in half, kind of like on that R, which is what I kind of discovered last time. And then with the Florida girly, it's kind of just like in the A. So I can use that as reference to when I fold it or give it like a little chop with some scissors. So yeah, so I'm gonna set you up so you can see me do that. Yeah, it's definitely gonna take a lot of effort and a lot of time, so just go ahead and get to it.
Vitamins and history books, psychology and a different way to look at it all. 'Cause my perspective is broken. If suffering's a way to earn your keep, I better start putting miles on my feet. But I'm so tired of wandering. Yeah, I'm lost, but I'm living. Yeah, I'm by now pain would be my friend. I know that discomfort was a means to an end, but I'm lying in a warm bed. No, I'm lost, but I'm living. No, I'm lost. Can I be forgiven? Claustrophobic and comfortable, I smother myself in what I know. I'm claustrophobic and comfortable, I smother myself in what I know. Yeah, I'm lost, but I'm living. No, I'm lost. Can I be forgiven? I know I'm claustrophobic and comfortable. Can I be forgiven? Myself in what I know. You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes, they never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they.
Nap time is over and I'm about to get my kids, but I was able to finish putting all of the tender touch on the back of the embroidered cow shirts. So they've got their tender touch and they look good. I just need to fold them or like figure out what I want to do with them for Sunday, if I want them in bags or if I want them hanging. And then I finished all of the cutting of the the cutaway for the book sweatshirts. All I have left to do for the DTF shirts that I have for the Florida girly, I still need to peel a couple of them and then do the final press of all of them. But I do think that my shirt order was just delivered, but because it's the end of nap time, I'm not gonna like do anything with that right now, but I will unbox it later tonight and kind of show you the new tank tops that I got. So that was a really successful nap time and I'm really proud of what I got done. So I will check in later tonight. It's Thursday night and I'm about to do my final press of these. Unfortunately, like almost all of the Florida girly shirts I did today, the orange blossom part on the bottom, like whenever I would peel it up, like little bits of it would get stuck on the transfer sheet. So it doesn't look that bad, and you're probably not even going to be able to tell on camera, but it just doesn't look perfect. So I think I'm going to have to make these ones sale shirts, and I think what I'm going to do is cut out the orange blossom. I've already done it for these because I mean I think it looks just as cute and doesn't need the orange blossom, but I don't want to take the chance of like all of them turning out like that. So I just went ahead and cut that out. So I'm gonna press these, and then I thought I would show you the 2 new things that I got. So my shirt order was delivered and it came with the 2 new tank tops, and I don't know, I kind of like got these without having a game plan, but these are the new tank tops that I got. And I got tank tops because obviously like I live like in Orlando, so it's really warm here. So I got like this dusty rose color one, and I thought this was so cute. This is an extra large, so it's nice and flowy. So I'll have to think about what I want to do on that one. I think I'll probably, let me see. Maybe I'll do the Florida collage on this one. I don't know. I'll have to think about what I want the design to be. And then I also have like a ashy gray one too, and this is just a size large. So those are the 2 colors that I got. So let me know what you think I should put on those. I think I'm definitely gonna do DTF on those because those are obviously like too thin to embroider. So let me know what you think would be a cute little design for those, and I'll be brainstorming, I'll be thinking about it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to pressing these shirts, and I'm gonna continue cutting out the Florida girly because like I said, I just like don't want to take the chance that like they're all gonna turn out like that, because all the ones that I just did turn out like that. So I just don't want to hit the chance anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get to doing my final press.
Sunrise is 4 a.m. You see, get in the car, we can run away. I hardly even knew you, but I knew that I can't lose you. For 1 or 2, maybe 3 years, I've been feeling nothing at all. But then I saw your face lighting up my space. Got me going like da, da, lighting up my space. You do, like a candle in the dark. Ooh, getting warmer every time I'm with you. Sunday in pouring rain, I felt kinda low. Is it all in vain? Then you hit me up and everything just turned up.
Happy Friday. If you are still here with me, then you've definitely stuck it out, because I've been editing this video today, and so far it's like over an hour long. So that's definitely a long time. So I hope you've had a good time hanging out with me. But today I'm basically going to be doing the same thing I was doing yesterday, the DTF shirts. And because I had so much footage of that, I think I'm probably not going to record me doing that. So when I do something different, then I'll start recording, or if I do record it, I'll just have like a little snippet of it. But before I get started with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and pack an order real quick, and I thought I would take you along with me to do that. So this is an order for Megan, and Megan got one of the Bailey bags. So I've got my little thank you card that I've already filled out. I'm gonna stick it in there, and I also have the packing slip that I'm gonna stick in there too. And I feel like I recognize the name. So Megan, if you are here, hi, hello, thank you. So Megan got this bag on my Mother's Day sale. So with shipping, I think this was like 25 bucks. And I think that's a good deal. So kind of the idea that I'm having right now is I have these on like a Mother's Day sale or like a post Mother's Day sale. And I kind of think I'm just gonna keep it at that price and keep it on sale pretty much until I run out of stock, because I've definitely kind of changed my whole like idea of how I want the business to go moving forward. But there is Megan's order, and I will get that out the door today. But like I was saying, I kind of have like a different idea of how I want to do stuff moving forward. Sorry, you're kind of crooked. Okay, so like I was saying, I kind of have a different idea of stuff moving forward. Like I'm trying to kind of phase out of the backpacks and the tumblers and stuff like that, because if you've been here for a while, if you're new here, I kind of started with the backpacks on Amazon, and the whole Amazon thing was just, you got to have a lot of money to sell on Amazon. So Amazon is, I've stopped doing that, so I'm no longer on Amazon. Well, my things are still on Amazon, but I don't have any like merchandise at Amazon. So that's kind of how I started, and I want to phase away from that. I still have a lot of diaper bags because I bought a lot of diaper bags, so I still have a lot of products. So I'm kind of just trying to get out of that. And the same with the tumblers. I definitely feel like when the whole Stanley thing, when it first was really popular, I was selling a lot of tumblers, and now I'm kind of not, and that's fine. I don't have too many of them left, but I would like to kind of like phase out of those too, because they're pretty bulky and kind of hard to take with me places. And I'd like to lean more into the sewing and the embroidering, mostly with the sewing, because I really enjoy doing that the most. And who knows, maybe the whole sourdough thing, I'll be really good at baking, and maybe I'll also do some of that, or maybe transition into being a little sourdough girly. So yeah, so I'm kind of trying to phase out of the diaper bag backpacks and the tumblers. Basically, if it's on that grid wall, I probably am like going to be done with it, but I guess I can use the grid wall moving forward for just my totes. I also think I'm going to do some DTFs on the totes. So this weekend, I think I'm going to plan on making a DTF sheet with a bunch of designs I can put on totes and on these kid shirts. I actually have like DTF prints from another person that I ordered a while ago that are actually probably good for the kid shirts. I ordered a bunch of different designs and different sizes, so it might look a little bit weird, but I've been sitting on it for a while, so I might just want to put it on the kid shirts and try to just put those on sale and move the inventory out of here. And I need to look at what Bella canvas shirts I have on the shelf right here and see how many DTF prints I need to order for those. And I'll probably want to put the DTFs on the canvas bags that I have, because I really like how sturdy they are, and I think it would look good on those. But yeah, enough rambling. I'm gonna go put this in the other room and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my pile of the collage ones I want to do. I've got, I don't know how many I have here, but I have small through 4X, I think. Yeah, 4X. So this is my pile. I'm gonna try to organize it and mark my prints and get them ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I will check in probably in like 30 minutes and let you know how far along I am. Nap time is coming to an end, and I'm almost done. It's getting really hot in here. I just have a couple more that I'm doing kind of like some finishing presses on, just to make sure everything's like good to go before I peel it. So I'm gonna try to work on that a little bit, but I probably won't check in until later tonight when I'm working on this again. So I will see you later. It's Friday night, and I actually was able to get done with all of the Florida girly shirts when Ethan came home. So I've got that off my chest. I do have some extra of both the collage and the Florida girly DTF prints to put on new shirts, but I'll have to just like order more shirts and put those on there. But I definitely got a lot done, and I'm very happy about that. So all I have left to do with that is, I guess, fold it and put it in the totes. So I don't have a ton of like those bags that I put stuff in to put on the shelf. I'm gonna have to like take the bags off of already bagged shirts and put them on these ones, which shouldn't take me long. It is just like a little bit annoying that I have to do that, but I can probably do that at Milk Mart while I am setting up. So that is all I have to do with that. But I think I'm gonna call it on the vlog tonight, because I don't think I'm gonna do anything else tonight, because I think I'm just gonna relax and calm down. So Milk Mart isn't actually until Sunday, so tomorrow I don't know what we're gonna get into. It is Memorial Day weekend, so we're actually blacked out for the Disney parks, so we might go to Universal or might go to Volcano Bay. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna take it easy tonight, take it easy tomorrow, and then I'm gonna come out swinging from Milk Mart, and I'm really excited. I hope it's good. The weather's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be a hot one, but no rain, so hopefully that stays true. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how Sunday turns out, and then you will find out how Sunday turns out in my next video. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe for more behind the scenes small business content and craft fair vlogs, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!
My headspace, been weaker, it's been waiting for the right day. Like the right day ever comes. Now it's Friday.